Greetings, my fellow peers. I'm David Angelo de Guzman Mariano, but please call me Angelo. And if we ever meet, I'm pronounced as he or him. I'm the eldest brother of four siblings, thus including me, and also including my little brother, my little sister, and quite recently, since 2 years ago, my baby sister, who is now a toddler now. And within this household, technically my room, one of my favorite hobbies to do is to binge watch, meaning that I'm someone who loves to watch TV shows and movies during my free time. And my favorite genre of movies and TV shows include sci-fi or science fiction, action, adventure, anime, romance, horror, and my favorite ones since last year is comedy. Quite recently, actually, for comedy, I've been taking an interest into what I believe a hysterical comedian named Fluffy, or Gabriel Iglesias. And hearing his jokes and hearing his stories really puts me at ease. And he never fails me to make me laugh hysterically and always bring me happiness every time. I really recommend you watch him. In fact, I'll send down a link below to give you an example of what I mean. And another hobby of mine is repairing my old Transformer action figures, because I'm passionate for each and every one of them. Even the smallest ones is close to my heart. And I just want to maintain that specialness they each have inside of them for as long as I can. That, and which also brings to my next hobby, is also collecting them, which I'm still doing. And as big as I am passionate for the Transformers, I'm equally as passionate for wanting to have a career in building robots as well. In fact, in the future, I love to manufacture and design robots as a lifelong career. Because for me, robots are a stepping stone for humanity to take as we move forward to the future. And I just want to be a part of that. Be a part of humanity having robots and being an evolutionary step. Having robots build with us, walk with us, and other things with robots, other than taking over the world. In fact, after graduating at Everett Community College and earning my ATA degree in mechatronics, I wish to then transfer to a university or a technical school or a 4-year college, where I can then study hard and then earn a master's degree in robotic engineering. Actually, I managed to gain some experience building robots and studying about them in Everett Community College, specifically in the Amtech building, while being in Robert White's class, where he teaches Introduction in Robotics, where we were studying one of the materials used in robotics industry is the robot arm, and which is commonly used in industry a lot. And he taught us that if a robot were to pose danger in industry or to any other personnel in the industry, he constantly reminds us to follow the safety procedure, his safety procedure, or in this case, the priority list. Now, I'm going to show you this list because I believe it's important and I memorized every one of them. So I'll write it for you and make it easy upon yourself. So first and foremost, of the top of the priority list is to make sure the people are right. Specifically, the operator of the robot and those around the operator are safely out of harm's way from the robot if it were to go haywire. And the second thing on the priority list would be the robot controller, which is not what you think, by the way. The robot controller sends signals to the robot to do what it does. The robot controller is a big black box that consists of an emergency stop button, a cycle start button, a green one, and a fault reset button. And if you see those three things, those are the robot's controller. And the third thing would be the peripheral equipment, otherwise known as the external equipment of the robot. And what I mean external is any equipment or any controls connected to the robot controller. You need to make sure they're safe, because the peripheral equipment connects directly to the robot itself. You make sure that's okay. And then the fourth one would be ensuring if the robot itself is okay. Because after performing lockout, tagout, which means the shutting off the robot entirely, and then tagging it, notifying that it's turned off, you have to make sure the robot's okay. And then the last thing in the priority list would making sure the material itself okay. And what I mean by material is the part that's at the end of the robot arm. The material is a tool that's used to think or used to does the robot what it does. Think of a robot holding a pen or marker, as it will. This will be the tool, and we have to make sure it's okay as it does its thing. If not, then it needs to be fixed. And as long as this priority list is followed, there'd be less casualties and less injuries in industries when working with a robot. And that's it for the priority list. It may be short, but it does help a lot. And again, robots are here to help us, not harm us in any way. Robots are here to help us, move towards the future. So, to summarize, my name is Angelo. If we ever meet each other, my favorite hobbies are binge watching, repairing my old Transformer toys, collecting old Transformer toys, and in the future, I want to have a career in robotics. And this priority list should be followed if you ever work in robotics industry such as I. Thank you, and thank you for listening. Twice.